Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland for tonight's SFL All-Star Game between the West All-Stars and the East All-Stars. A 47-degree overcast night here in Baltimore. Alongside Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. Eddie, take it away.
Well, other than this weather, Cam, I'm really feeling this matchup tonight, Cam. But first, before we do all that, y'all know what it is. Look to your brothers and sisters to the left and right of you and say it along with me. What up, though? We got a prime time matchup between the East and the West All-Stars. A lot of overpaid talent out here looking to prove themselves. Let's get it.
You left me speechless, Eddie. I wasn't expecting overpaid talent there just before kickoff. The Tom Peppers out there for the West. Of course, this is always such a crazy game. We've got 40 stars from each team out there on the field. Everyone's an SFL player. The West wants the football first. You're going to see all the players play all game long, and we're going to try and stay on top of it as best we can. The East tonight is in the dark gray. The West is in the gold. Both have white numbers, and everybody's ready to go. The East kicker, Otis Boudreau from Louisiana, has the ball on the tee. Kick it, run away. TJ Punk is the West kick returner from Arizona, and he gets it out to the 20 wearing number 88 tonight. And your quarterbacks for the West, Tom Pepper and Dave Burr, Eddie.
Yes, they are. You know, TJ Punk looks good out that uniform. Looks awfully like our Desert Storm uniforms, Cam.
You know, I like those Desert Storm uniforms. You got to break those out more often.
Well, I'm trying. Only for special occasions, Cam.
2 backs and 2 receivers. 7 in the box for the East defense. And it's going to be Pepper with the first pass of the night. And that pass is hauled in by TJ Punk for a pickup of 1 yard. 2nd and 9. Tackle made on the outside by number 39, Drew Riley of St. Louis.
Yeah, you would think that the East would come out with a soft shell defense, but trying to figure out what the West is doing. But they come out aggressive right off the very first snap of the game.
The West's offensive coordinator, Axel Raven. Defensive coordinator is Charles Doherty, as Dave Burr will hand the ball off to Phoenix Jones for a loss of 1 yard, wrapped up by Jack Brown and company. For the East, Jack Wigmore, the MVP, is your offensive coordinator, with Jaden Swift, the defensive coordinator, who helps the number 1 defense in the minor leagues, the Madison Lynx, to the number 1 seed yesterday.
Yes, they did. Impressive fashion, too.
3rd and 10. Pepper going to drop the ball off to Jones, and Jones is going to lose 5 yards. That was an ugly first possession for the West. Tackle in the backfield made by Mike Ryan of the Louisiana Revolution, playing in his first All-Star game. Eddie, 40 of the 80 players in this game are playing in their first one.
Yeah, a lot of first and second timeout players playing this All-Star game, Cam. Not what you want to see, Phoenix Jones going East and West.
I see what you did there, Eddie. Punt is away from Dustin McRack, and Giovanni Bolt, the kick returner for the East, takes a fair catch. Did you see what you did there, Eddie?
Yeah, I did.
Just making sure. Just making sure we're all awake out here. Chat shout-outs, Mel Davis, he's in the game. Cliff Allen, he's in the game. Goals official, Jack Wall, he's in the game. Tyler Falk, he's in the game. Dave Burr, he's in the game. Yeah, he's got nothing on us. 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the shotgun for the East, 2 quarterbacks are Bryant Dynasty and Jack Wigmore. Wigmore starts the game with a pass that's deflected. Was looking for his teammate Ivory Irvin. That pass is knocked away by Kyler Murray, who's still unsigned out of Vancouver. 2nd down.
Yeah, he'll be signed, Cam. I noticed that Vancouver's been trickling in a player or 2 here and there throughout the offseason. Now that the free agency frenzy has transpired, but I fully expect him to be signed.
Bayou City Chef saying, I'm in the game. Yes, Mike St. Green is, for the first time, along with a bunch of other surprising first-timers on this East All-Star team. Play fake from Wigmore, fires to the bottom of the screen. That pass is caught by St. Green near a 1st down. We'll bring up a 3rd down and inches. Sioux Falls Terrell Davis on the tackle. I was shocked to see, Eddie, that this is the first All-Star game for guys like Jack Wigmore, Charlie Beletsky, Jet Zero, Mike St. Green, Vin Calia Mac Chima. That's so surprising.
Yeah, Baltimore likes to throw it all over the field, and for those guys to be here for the first time, that is kind of surprising, Cam.
Wigmore still in here on this opening drive. 3rd down and inches at the West 43. The handoff gets a first down. A pickup of 1. That's Charlie Boletsky on the carry. And wrapped up at the end of the play by Jeff Duffy, who used to play on this East All-Star team, but now is over on the West after signing with Fort Worth in the offseason.
Yeah, longtime representative of the Queen City Corsairs took his talents out to Lone Star, and here he finds himself an All-Star once again. Former defensive MVP.
All Wigmore here on the opening drive. Wigmore steps up and fires outside of jet zero, runs out of real estate, and I think they actually may have ruled him out of bounds and incomplete. I'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how these offensive lines are going to hold up versus all this talent on the defensive line. I mean, you got talent just all over the place. You can't just funnel your help into one side of line or the other. You got to pretty much guard everybody.
The West took it to the East last year in a 41-17 blowout. Before that, it was the East winning a nail-biter 18-16 as Mike St. Green is wide open. That's a first down to the 31-yard line. A 11-yard pickup, rather, for St. Green, who's your early receiving leader.
Yeah, I think it was Chima who got the defense out of there by running a slant route, and the linebacker found himself trying to figure out which receiver he's going to cover. Mike St. Green was wide open.
This has been a Jack Wigmore drive here for the East. Don't often see this in an all-star game as Dynasty's looking for his first reps. Jack's coming off an MVP season and playing at home as that pass is outside to Charlie Boletsky, and Boletsky finds a few yards. A combo tackle at the end of the play made by Merrick Itera of Las Vegas and Mel Davis of Portland.
Wow, Kim, as I continue to look through this roster, you just can't help but notice so much talent out here. I mean, I know I called them overpaid, but wow, I mean, there's just talent all over the field, and you're trying to figure out what these coaches' strategies are and what areas to attack.
Here's Dynasty on a 2nd and 7 from the 28. Play fake, he's going to throw. Dynasty outside, pass caught. Vincalia 20, 15, 10. Past the defense to the 8-yard line. Finally making the tackle at the end of the play was Tom Krieg of Vegas, who was unsigned, but a beautiful ball from Bryant Dynasty on his first pass of the All-Star game.
Yeah, I think that was Ethan Kai who went for the bat down, and he missed it, which left him with room to run. Gains about another 10, 15 yards there of yak yardage.
First and goal at the 8. Dynasty throwing to Johnny Pickler's teammate. There was a lot of debate about Pickler or Dynasty in the East All-Star game. Efficiency wins out for Bryant, but a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball for the East. First and goal at the 8. Play fake, Wigmore. Wigmore going to the end zone. Passes caught. Touchdown! Mike St. Green in his first All-Star game. Celebrate with your new teammates at 6-0.
And you talk about putting some zip on this football, Kim. I thought that was going to get batted down right there at the goal line, but he must have put everything he had on that throw to left-handed quarterback in the replay. Wow, it's right. Someone clipped that.
Nick Fargo and Rochelle Colston were in coverage. That's another player that's surprising. Colston, 5th season in the league, first All-Star game for Rochelle. Congratulations to Rochelle. But that time, beaten by Mike St. Green and Jack Wigmore in the end zone, and the East has the early lead.
Yeah, the bad coaching of Arizona helped put her in that All-Star game as she got 3 picks off of us earlier this season.
Y'all played L.A. and she got 3 picks this season?
Yes, she did.
Boy, that seems like for an eternity ago. That was this. Wow. Time flies, Eddie.
It does, but I remember all of them.
That's true. I imagine you do. 6:35 to go in the first. Just getting rolling. The West really struggled on their opening possession. And this deep kick from Otis Boudreau will be returned by Punk, and Punk shakes a couple of players. I don't think we've ever had a kick return as Ryan makes the tackle. I don't think we've ever had a kick return or a punt return touchdown in the All-Star game, Eddie, because it's just too many players on the field know how to play football.
Yeah, not that I can remember. He's lucky to get out to the 20 because he caught that in about maybe 5 yards into the end zone.
There's a legend. DR Sim in his 6th All-Star game, 13th season in the SFL. Pepper's under center in the empty look. Man coverage here from the east. Pepper fires down the field, passes incomplete. Tight coverage down the field, looking for Kendra Hall. Everybody's first lady here in the SFL, at least if you ask Vancouver.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, she's loved throughout the entire league. How you doing, Kendra? But wow, they came out in press coverage and no one could get open, including DR Sim.
A pass broken up by Single Bar City. Nicholas Warner in his 8th season playing in his first All-Star game. So is Kyler Murray. 2nd down and 10. Burr flips it outside. Wide open Ezekiel Love. And Love picks up 5 on a spin move inside. Jack Brown makes the tackle. We'll set up a 3rd down and 5. So far, nothing really much down the field for the West All-Stars. And before we get any further in the game, I want to give a huge shout-out to the offensive lineman playing today. Gene Benazzi for Denver, who's moved the defensive line here this offseason. Sean Crooked out of Arizona. Finley James of San Diego. Mike Newtones for Vancouver. And Rylan Caudell of Lone Star. 3rd down and 5. Pepper, quick throw, is caught. Thought that was going to be picked. 1st down to the 37-yard line, a pickup of 12. That is the tight end.
Dan Daly.
Dan Daly with the catch. We're in 89 today.
Yeah, the number throws you off a bit, but wow, talk about fitting it right in the seam. These quarterbacks both showcasing their arm strength today.
Ryan was chasing. There's a look at Daly. Jack Flash also out there. Vincent Mine says Pepper's just throwing to his homeboys. Shaking his head. Burr fires it outside to Love. Love's got plenty of room on the sideline. Good closing speed there. Only a 5-yard pickup. That's Doug Day out of the slot. Another guy that was surprisingly retired. He has been balling for Ottawa recently in the minor leagues, but that was a bit of a shocker.
A shocker to me indeed as well. He had a number of tackles for loss this season, but here he is making an All-Star game, but he's going to move to wide receiver.
5 minutes to go in the first. A handoff up the middle, picks up 2. And that's to Ray Bentley out of Mexico City, playing in his 4th All-Star game. It's also Pepper's 4th on this offense, as is Brett Killian's 4th appearance as well.
Ray Bentley, it's no wonder why he's here. He runs about as well as a tight end or a wide receiver as a fullback. No one does it better than Ray Bentley out of the backfield.
3rd down and 3, 7 in the box for the East. They jump offside. First penalty of the night. That pass is caught anyway. 1st down, and it's Ray Bentley out of the backfield on back-to-back touches. That penalty will be declined, and the West will move the chains. That was Pepper with another completion.
Just as we talked about, Ray Bentley, you can find him running up the seam. You can find him running to the sidelines. You can find him running a wheel route. He can do it all.
This East defensive front was outstanding this season. Defensive ends Chris Andrews, Exodus O'Brien out of Tulsa and D.C. respectively, Al Walker from Baltimore, then defensive tackles Luther Gahn from Louisiana, Phil Hall from Carolina, and Sir Ron Yates, the 4th from Baltimore. Yates and Gahn led the league 1-2 in sacks this season. 1st and 10 at the 48. Burr hands it off. That is Jones picking up 4 yards on the play to the East 44-yard line.
And the left side of this offensive line did a great job of walling off the defenders, giving Jones the space he needed to pick up those yards.
Pepper out there for the West, an MVP candidate. And I agree that, Eddie, that Tom Pepper had an MVP caliber season. Jack Wigmore threw 40 touchdowns for the first time since Christian Christensen did it in season 10, and he won the title. I think that hurt Pepper's chances, as that is a pickup of 2 yards. And I think that's Bentley again on the outside. Yes, it is. Wrapped up by number 56. That's Alvin Mack of Baltimore in his 3rd season, 1st All-Star game appearance.
I remember back in week 1, Cam, a long time ago, Vancouver Tom Pepper, quarterback, threw for 700-plus yards against the D.C. Dragons.
week 1, and we were talking about on schedule release. Nobody's more happy to not see Vancouver on their schedule than DC, as that pass is fired out to the sticks. Ezekiel Love makes a man miss and gets the first down to the 36-yard line. West playing it safe in the flats. They know how talented this secondary is. That was Cody Griffin, the rookie from Queen City, sticking Love after he picked up the first down.
I know that he's happy to be out here with these All-Stars in his first season, Cody Griffin. Maybe he's got a bit of nerves there because he didn't even bother flattening out to make that tackle.
3 receivers in the package, and Burr again flips it out to Ray Bentley, and Bentley picks up 6 yards to the 30. This is a very methodical drive for the West All-Stars. Giovanni Bolt on the tackle. There are 4 rookies playing in today's game. Cody Griffin, Olivia Bleeker on the Eastern Conference line out of Jacksonville. Brian French, also a Jacksonville rookie on the offensive line. And Dave Burr at quarterback. A heck of an accomplishment for Dave Burr to be one of 2 West quarterbacks to make it as a rookie. Ray Bentley gets a handoff, and it'll set up another 3rd down and short. Bentley has 4 touches on this drive. B.J. Lovelace out of Arizona on the tackle.
Former Scorpion, what up, though? BJ, but yeah, I mean, back to Dave
Queen
Burr.
City,
he was a rookie. He was a rookie with the least value in the SFL. Houston drafted him, took a shot on him. He's played dividends for him.
3rd and 2 at the 28 in field goal range, but the West would love a touchdown. East stacking the box. They give it, and the offensive line did as much as they could. Ezekiel Love could not get the first down. That's Jack Brown again on the tackle. Now the West has a decision to make at 4th and 1. Cliff Allen out of Arizona is their kicker.
Cliff Allen is about as clutch as they come, but if it's the All-Star game, you got to go for it here.
Let's hope they do. 20 on the play clock. East stacking the box again. 3 tight ends in the pattern. Oh, they're hard counting, Eddie.
Yeah, they are.
And the East is staying disciplined here from Baltimore. And that's going to be a timeout. So we'll see Cliff Allen come out to attempt a field goal. And the East did jump earlier in the drive, so I think the West may have thought they could get him again.
Cam, I got to correct you right there. To me, we can call him Cliff Allen. Everyone outside of Arizona, his name is Clutch Cliff. Get out there, Cliff.
You saying that that's his name outside of Arizona or inside of Arizona?
Anyone outside of Arizona, outside of that locker room, we can call him Cliff. You guys call him Clutch Cliff.
It's a 40. It's a 40. Don't jinx him, Eddie. It's a 44-yard field goal for Cliff Allen playing in his first All-Star game, and he boots it through from 44 yards, and the West takes or cuts into the deficit 7-3, and the wind may be blowing a little bit that direction. That's something to look out for.
I was just thinking the same thing. That he had about maybe 2 or 3 yards to spare.
This will be the East's first opportunity to go the full length of the field. The West got off to such a poor start. They gave Bolton Company great field position. Yeah, the wind is definitely blowing that way. That only got to the 4-yard line as Giovanni Bolt gets it up to the 27. So 1:08 to go in the first quarter. Pretty exciting first quarter so far. Both teams have moved the ball nicely. Sometimes these All-Star games can get muddy, but the offensive lines are keeping them clean, Eddie, and it's been a good game so far.
In my opinion, games are won and lost with the offensive and defensive lines, and so far the offensive lines for both teams have come to play.
4 wide here for the East. This is Wigmore back to pass and fires it outside to his teammate Ivory Irvin with his first catch of the night, pickup of 8. There's a look at some of the quarterback numbers so far today. Combo tackle on the outside made by Drew Hamilton and Terrell Davis. That East offensive line, shout out to you, Olivia Bleeker from Jacksonville and Brian French from Jacksonville, as mentioned earlier. Joseph Wade, Greg McDonaldson from Jacksonville, and then Butch Menner was in London, goes to rival Queen City in the offseason.
Yeah. Talk about sticking it to him and staying in the division.
2nd and 2 with the 35. Hand off to the fullback. That's Gaines, and Gaines is leveled. What a missile. Gary Clem out of nowhere saying, I want to be the best 41 on the field today.
Yeah, no disrespect to Giovanni Bowden and everyone else, but talk about laying the wood out there.
Wigmore under center, 3 receivers, hand off to Jet Zero, and he's painfully put down at the 32-yard line. Max Jackson out of Las Vegas, and for the first time today, the East is stopped on a 3-and-out. And I think that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. Marcus Agrippa out of Florida will come in to punt it away for the Eastern Conference. And that is the end of the first. East 7, West 3. West gets the ball back. After this, you're watching the SFL Season 17 All-Star Game on SFL Twitch. Back in Baltimore for the second quarter, along with Eddie Gage. I'm Cameron Irvine. The East is going to start the second with a punt. And just a quick shout out to our SFL Twitch channel. Just crossed the 750,000 all-time views milestone earlier this season at 751,844 right now. So that's pretty cool. We'll get to 1 million someday, Eddie.
Someday, Cam, you're going to wake up one day and we'll be there. No doubt in my mind about it.
All right, so the West, a pretty nice drive. Really mixed it up last time we saw him on the field. Dave Burr's out there this drive with Ray Bentley at fullback. 3 wide. East counters with a 3-3 defensive look. Handoff goes to Ezekiel Love. Had a little bit of open space, but that's closed down quick. Nicholas Warner on the tackle, 2-yard pickup.
And that's the danger of playing that press man defense out of that with that soft box. If Ezekiel Love can break that first tackle, he is going to be off to the races. That's going to be something to look for as this game progresses.
Two receivers at the bottom of the screen. This is Burr, another handoff, and boy, Jack Brown was all over it in the backfield. And, you know, it's kind of an interesting thought, as that was Love on the tackle. It's kind of an interesting thought, Eddie, about, you know, a lot of times people are talking about running backs and broken tackles and all that stuff. Well, in the All-Star game, you don't see as many broken tackles because you got more talent on the field. It'll be interesting to see as the rosters expand if running backs have a harder time getting going in the open field. We'll get your thoughts on that in a minute. Screen pass with no blocking help. That was not set up correctly. Phoenix Jones goes nowhere. And another ugly drive. The West is 1 for 3 on solid drives so far today. They'll punt the football.
Well, the problem here with that, Cam, is it was on the far side of the field, and they did not allow time for the play to develop. Should have waited about maybe another second before they threw that ball to allow those offensive linemen to get downfield.
To the anonymous gifter that gifts 5 Tier 1 subs to the community, we really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. 9:16 to go in the first half. And Bolt is hammered at the 28-yard line. Swole 2011 asked who scored for the East. That was a Jack Wigmore to Mike St. Green connection that just got past Nick Fargo and Rochelle Colston in the end zone.
Yeah, Michelle Colston does not miss many of those opportunities, so you know it had to have some zip on the football to get past her.
Dynasty's under center here with 2 in the backfield. Changing the play. Irvin's at the bottom of the screen. The lone receiver. Handoff up the middle. Jet zero with some nice burst. Picks up 6 yards to the 34-yard line. And just looking to see who made that tackle. Couldn't get a name or a number, but Zero's happy about it.
Yeah, and you can see the chess match going on as the West was anticipating a run to the outside, but Jet Zero, as we said earlier, he prefers to run north and south, so they guess wrong on that play.
2nd and 4 at the 34-yard line. Handoff is for a first down, and that's to the fullback, T-Roy Gaines to the 39. The Baltimore crowd loves that effort out of T-Roy. It's a first down for the East. A fullback replay, Eddie.
Yeah, Brian French, the center, had no one to block. He's out there, and you can see the big guy with no one to block 5 yards downfield. That does not happen often.
I think he lost a bet with Drew Hamilton because he could have, but I think Brian knew that at that point the play was over.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 39, 8:20 to go. Wigmore back to pass, fires it deep down the field. Oh, he dropped it! Ivory Irvin dropped it. Teammate to teammate. You never see that. And Irvin says, I'm getting it all out in an exhibition. I won't do that next year.
Yeah, Ivory Irvin, who makes a living along that left sideline. I mean, I'm not sure what was happening. Perhaps the bright lights of the cameras or something got in his eyes, but that's one he got to come down with.
A shocking drop there from Ivory Irvin. Bryant Dynasty back under center here, changing the play. That's Zero in the backfield with Gaines. And check that. Beletsky in the ball game, gets the handoff, picks up a couple. 3rd and 8.
I think it might have been, he's used to getting passes from a left-handed quarterback. So perhaps the spiral coming in from a right-handed quarterback. I don't know. I'm John Stars.
Wigmore was the one that threw it to him.
Oh, I thought it was Dynasty. I stand corrected.
Wigmore back to pass, and that's caught. First down. That's the first catch of the game for Jack Wall out of Jacksonville. Wigmore's up to 49 yards and another East first down.
And Jack Wall had a great year for Jacksonville this season. He's normally getting about a catch or 2 a game, but this season he exploded for Jacksonville.
I mean, he really was terrific. They did a nice job figuring out how to get him going. Dynasty back to pass this time. Flips it out to Irvin. And Irvin gets decked at the end of the play. Kneecap to the face from Kyler Murray. Got 5.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that wasn't a penalty because he was on the ground. He pretty much gave himself up. And he just flew in there and just like a torpedo.
Murray and Clem out here hitting people. This West defense is not fooling around today. 2nd and 5 at the 42-yard line. And the handoff goes to Zero. Oh, great play. Only picked up 1, but a phenomenal stop there by Brody Gulch, who signed with Portland in free agency. Boy, the Fleet have a stacked defense.
We were talking about that pregame, Cam. This Portland defense, look for them to make some record-breaking numbers yet next season.
Wigmore on a 3rd down and 4, thrown out of this 4-wide set today. And everybody runs slants. It's all covered. Wigmore goes long. It's picked off at the 25-yard line, 30, 40, 45, all the way to the 47-yard line for the West. That's Rochelle Colston. Everything was defended down the field. Wigmore could have taken off, but instead throws a costly interception.
I thought he was gonna take off, but you're throwing 90-yard slants that's designed to go to the middle of the field. No one is open. He just sitting there patting the football, decides to let it go anyway. And Rachel Colston, Johnny on the spot, comes up with the pick.
Now I know you called her Rachel on purpose just now.
You know,
how you gonna do that in her first All-Star game? She gets her first interception. You call that's cold.
I was looking for the chat, and I guarantee I'm gonna get a text later on tonight.
Yeah, you will. I formation for the West off of the interception. First turnover of the game. It's Burr flipping it outside to Love, and Ezekiel Love picks up 4. We really haven't seen Burr go down the field at all. He's really been dumping it off to the backs. Cody Griffin with another stop.
He has, and you can see the difference in the game plan for both of these offenses. For the West, they've been a bit more conservative. The East is taking more chances.
Empty backfield here for Pepper, 4 wide. Pepper hit as he threw. That pass is caught at the knees by 83 Mason Kirby out of Las Vegas in his first All-Star game in 8 seasons, which is hard to believe given all of the miraculous and amazing catches that he's had over his 8-season career.
Particularly in Seattle, but they use him more as a deep threat over there in Vegas.
Again, 4 wide against 6 in a box. They rush 4. Pepper goes outside this time, finds his teammate, Kendra Hall, with her first catch of the night, picks up 8 yards. Jack Brown with another tackle near the sideline in his 4th All-Star game out of 9 seasons.
Joshua Williams is in the SFL chat telling you some things never change in terms of me calling her name out incorrectly.
Both teams are getting the ball out of their hands really quick, I think by design, just because the defensive lines are so talented. Both teams doing a nice job. A trap play up the middle gets a first down to the 29. Tackle at the end of the play made by Drew Riley, but Ezekiel Love gets a first down, and that gives us a chance to give us a huge shout-out to Axel Raven, Charles Doherty, Jack Wigmore, and Jaden Swift for putting together some great game plans out here.
Oh, thus far so good. We've all been entertained.
First and 10 to the 29. Burr's in trouble, and he's going to go down. Sir Ron Yates. Nope, check that. Al Walker of Baltimore with the first sack of the game, loses 6.
Sir Ron Yates, Al Walker, same team, same result. They've been doing it all season long. Sir Ron Yates set records. I mean, that Baltimore defensive line is one of the best, and they have 2 guys here in the Pro Bowl.
Ethan Kai says Burr loves hugs in the chat. 2nd and 16, 4 minutes to go in the first half. Pepper now trying to dig him out of a hole, steps into the pocket, hit as he threw. Pass is incomplete. Luther Gond applies the pressure on Pepper. 3rd and long now. The wind is blowing at the back in this direction of Cliff Allen, to note.
Yeah, but it's a good thing he was here because there was no one open, and that would have been a dangerous pass, whoever he just had to go throw the football to.
Burr's out there on 3rd and 16. We'll see if the rookie lets it rip here. Under 4 to go in the first half. Again, a 3-3 look out of the East defense. Deep drop back for Burr. Burr goes all the way down the field. The pass is short and incomplete. Pretty well covered down the field. Bolt was out there, so this will likely bring on Cliff Allen for a 52-yarder with the wind at his back.
Yeah, it's going to be tough because I'm not quite sure if he's developed that far yet to be able to hit it 1 for 52, but we'll see with the wind at his back what they do. Yeah, that's a smart decision because I don't think at this point in his career he's ready for that kind of a field goal attempt.
So McRack is going to punt, try to pin the East deep. A fast-moving first half, but all the teams, this is not McRack's best punt of his career.
No, it's not.
Only gets it to the 12, and Bolt calls for a fair catch. So that's not what the West was looking for, a net punt of 23 yards, and the East will take over. Low-scoring game, but lots of offense as both teams have been able to move the ball.
But don't worry, Cliff, because you're a long-standing employee of the Arizona Scorpions and a founding member of our social media department. We took care of you with your contract this offseason.
Bryant Dynasty with 3:45 to go in the first half will take controls for the East. He'll flip it outside for a 3-yard pickup. That is hauled in by Veridon Zarkov of Florida. His first catch of the day, Itera, out of Vegas on the tackle.
Another, underrated tight end, Zarkov. He didn't make a lot of plays, but the plays he made were always seem to be big ones.
Second down and 7, Dynasty back in. Nickel look for the West defense. Mike St. Green has not caught a pass since he caught the touchdown. That pass is knocked up in the air and picked. Then he fumbled the ball, and it is loose and recovered by the West. Unbelievable play. Falling on the football, I believe, was Nick Fargo at the end of the play. Or maybe it was Slyn Shady. Let's see here. Shady get the pick? Shady with the pick.
And the pick, yeah.
Gaines forced the fumble.
Wow.
And I think Fargo recovered. First down for the West.
That was as a bizarre play as you would see, Cam.
And I think that's the first forced fumble of T. Roy Gaines' career. I'm sure that he likes being on the other end of him. Although he would have liked for the East to get the ball back. Pepper now in the red zone. Flips it outside to Phoenix Jones, and Jones gets decapitated on the near sideline by Mike Ryan, who now has 4 solo tackles in the first half.
Mike Ryan, not just this play, but throughout this contest has been illustrating his closing speed, closing in on the defenders all this entire first half, Cam.
3 receivers, 2 to the top of the screen. Second down and 10. West trying to take advantage of the second interception of the game, one by each of the East quarterbacks, as Phoenix Jones gets a handoff and picks up 3. This East defense is tough tonight.
Yeah, it is. And you can see the West using Phoenix a little bit more differently than he's accustomed to getting the football. He's usually going up the A-gap.
3rd and 7 at the 15. Nickel look. Dave Burr steps up, going to the end zone, passes, incomplete. Knocked away. Mason Kirby had a chance even after the deflection, but Corey Menor gets his paw on it. Check out this play.
And that's excellent football right there by Corey Menor. He's actually in a zone, and perhaps they're confused because he passes off his man and goes and to protect the deepest part of the field, which is what he's supposed to do. You don't often see that in the SFL, but Corey Menor did a great job of it right there.
So Cliff Allen will have to kick the field goal here from 32. Make it a 1-point game before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, just go ahead and put those 3 points up now, Cam, on the scoreboard. This is money.
Money from 32. Cash, 7-6.
Clutch Cliff, I love you, dog.
2:01 to go in the first quarter.
Dave Berg in the chat saying, yes, sir, Eddie.
Well, I know it's early, Eddie, but it's a 1-point game. Who's had the most impressive night so far?
Oh, man. Talk about that. early indeed. I don't know. There's been a lot of, that play we just seen to get those 3 points on the board, Slyn Shady deflecting a pass and then coming back and intercepting was pretty impressive.
We've seen kickers get All-Star Game MVPs before. We've seen a receiver who only had 1 reception get MVP before. That was Harish Prasad. Who knows who's going to get MVP today? 2-minute warning. East 7, West 6. Come on back with Eddie and I in Baltimore. This is the SFL Season 17 All-Star Game presented by APM Music on Twitch. 1:56 to go in the first half. Off the kickoff from Cliff Allen's field goal attempt, the East has the football for probably the last time before the half. Jet Zero takes the handoff. Gary Clem on the tackle. Pickup of 1.
This 3-4 defense that they've employed so far has worked wonders, and I thought they would get more running lanes, but so far the West has did a great job defending both the run and pass. Both these defenses, actually.
2 in the backfield, heavy look here. Hand off to T-Roy, and T-Roy picks up a couple. Mel Davis with the stop.
Mel Davis, one of the higher paid linebackers in the entire SFL, showing why he's gotten that fat contract.
Beletsky with the 500 bits. Appreciate you, Charlie. Still waiting for his first breakout play of this All-Star game. 1 minute to go in the first half. Wigmore. Again, everybody covered. Sack, and the West takes a timeout to preserve some clock here. The sack was Jeff Duffy out of Fort Worth.
Couldn't tell if there was 3 robber or 4 skies. The safety came down to help with the slants. Anytime you do that, your quarterback's going to need time to pat that football and wait for something else deeper to open up downfield. He did not get it, and the West is going to find, the East is going to find themselves punting away this football.
First sack of the day for the West side. And there's still time on this clock. Momentum has flipped a little bit. Punk's going to call for a fair catch at the 46-yard line. Got to protect that body for next season.
Yeah, that's right. But
I knew you'd appreciate that.
You know, they punted that ball with about 10 seconds left on a game clock that they could have burned. So we'll see if it comes back to bite them.
Whoa, cutting throats out there. Drew really not messing around. Really in his second All-Star game and in 6. Pepper to throw. Fires it outside, but Phoenix Jones runs out of room. And Pepper says, that's for beating us in the quarterfinals. 2nd and 13.
Well, the good news is they stopped the clock.
That they did. Nicholas Warner having a chat with Marcus Agrippa on the sidelines, saying, hey, we'll see you later this season. 2nd and 13. I formation for Burr. Burr flips it outside to Bentley, and Ray Bentley can't get out of bounds. Alvin Mack with the tackle. Now that clock's going to tick, and I'm not so sure that the West is West wants to give the ball back to the East before the half.
No, they don't. Despite the fact that this time is clicking down, we'll see what they do.
Pepper's out of the gun, 3rd and 12, 4 wide, 22 seconds to go. Pepper fires deep down the field, passes picked off. Giovanni Bolt almost got a block, but a great play made by DR Sim to save a long return that would have got him into field goal range, but Bolt has an interception.
They were looking for DR Sim. He could not come down with it. I'm waiting for him to run one of those patented post corner routes, but they tried the conventional corner route there, got intercepted, and you're right, that was a great tackle by Sim.
Sim 1 tackle, no catches in the first half. Not liking that stat line. Bryant Dynasty's back out there for the East. The defenses have taken over this second quarter, kind of grinded the offenses to a halt. Dynasty back to pass. A dart is right to a defender inside and then a brutal hit at the end of the play by Joseph Wade, but the intercepting player was Terrell Davis out of Sioux Falls. I mean, it was thrown right to Davis, intended for St. Green, and then Terrell Davis gets walloped.
It was thrown right to him, but if Terrell Davis runs toward the sidelines came instead of back inside, that's going to be a pick 6.
Joseph Wade can't catch him out there.
No.
A sloppy end of this first half for both offenses. I formation, Burr, sidearm throw, caught into field goal range down to the 32-yard line. And a timeout is called. That's Jack Flash on the reception. And now Cliff Allen will get his chance from 50+.
Cliff Allen looking to secure player of the game at this rate if the West can't find a way to get on the scoreboard and get in the end zone. But going to be about a 49-yard field goal from here. I believe the wind is going to be at his back, Cam, and hopefully he can find a way to get this one through the uprights.
It's from 49. Wind is at his back.
Come on, Cliff.
Eddie cheering for Arizona, not necessarily the West. 49-yard field goal.
Out.
It's blocked, and it's recovered. And, if he would have just picked it up and run with it, he could have scored. That was Cody Griffin, the rookie. Oh, he had a chance at it, Eddie, to just scoop and score.
If he picks it up, there's going to be no one fast enough to catch him, and he's going to jog into the end zone.
Oh, Cody, that would have been legendary.
Yes.
Now
here comes a Hail Mary attempt.
Yeah, Hail Mary for Wigmore. Watch out for that defensive front. Duffy sacks company. Wigmore fires it short of the end zone. The pass is bobbled and incomplete. Boot Chisholm was in the area. He had a quiet first half. Yeah. And after a great first, about 17 minutes of offense, that last 5 minutes was ugly. And that is the end of the first half. But great to see a bunch of defense out there making some great plays and getting involved. East 7, West 6 here at the half. We got a good one, Eddie.
We do. It's been highlighted by a number of great defensive plays.
That's the last thing we need for an all-star game. Come on now. You know what? We're going to look at it ourselves. Go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead, Eddie. As we look through stats, what your thoughts on the first half?
Great first half, and despite the low score, Cam, it's been a great first half, highlighted by some incredible throws by both quarterbacks on both sides of the ball, and highlight real defensive plays. Guys aren't dropping passes, and cornerbacks taking advantage of opportunities of bad balls being thrown their way. It's been an electric first half, and I can't wait to see what the second half brings as we see these numbers. Look at Tom Pepper, 10 of 13, but he's only got a quarterback rating of just about 47.
And that pick hurt.
Sure, he wasn't liking that. Yeah,
and only 2.5 yards per attempt. Look at those running back numbers. Boy, you don't often see that. Nobody's over 10. And the longest run of the day so far is 6.
Boy, 6 yards. Okay, wow. Both these defenses came to play. But you usually see that, though. Anytime you got good coaches on both sides of the ball, with all this talent on the field, you see it in the playoffs as well as the playoffs get further into it, and you see these better teams with better defenses and more creative minds find ways to slow down these offenses and make it a tightly contested ball game. And we see that here right tonight in the All-Star game.
Bolton Ryan each with 6 total tackles. Both got a pass deflection as well. Sacks for Duffy and Walker. Nobody has more than one pass deflection or interception, but Bolt, Davis, Colston, and Shady all with picks in the first half as we welcome you back to Vulture Stadium in Baltimore. Make sure you check out that ticker at the bottom for all of the updated news around the SFL, including some stats from last night's SFLM action. Madison pulls the upset on Annapolis, steals the number 1 seed. They'll take on Memphis in the first round. Annapolis will face Lexington. Madison beat Memphis earlier this season 10-7 in a nail-biter, so that rematch is going to be exciting as Bolt gets it back up to the 25-yard line, and maybe these offenses can reset here to start the second half.
I mean, they've had an entire half of film to look at, and because of an extended break there to try to break things down and see what they can take advantage of.
Dynasty will start the half for the East. If you're just joining us, all the players on the roster play all game long. They're all in different packages, as that's a pickup of 2 yards to Charlie Beletsky, and the tough sledding for the ground game continues. Slyn Shady, who had a pick in the first half with the wrap-up.
Tough sledding all around for both teams offensively. Perhaps the team that can get their run game going is going to be the team to turn the tide and take charge of this game. We'll see.
2 backs, 2 receivers for Dynasty. Hand up. Oh, my gosh. He has a family jet. That's a gain of 1. That's a pretty 1 yard. 3rd and 7.
Jet is not in the Christmas spirit, Cam, because I thought he was going to get tackled for a loss. He lowered his shoulder and put his helmet right through his chest.
4 wide now for Dynasty after Zero just clobbered a shall not be named defender. Dynasty to throw on 3rd and 7. Pump fake. And almost threw a pick and almost caught by Kalia at the end of the play. That was Tom Krieg getting in there, knocking it away. This West defense has been as or even more impressive than the East over the last quarter.
Yeah, Cam, both secondaries, it's just, we were talking about this during the break, how, once the league expands, it's going to be even harder for receivers and running backs to get yardage as the defenses for, throughout the league, expand.
I'm going to have to get creative.
Absolutely.
Oh, coming after the block. Oh, man, 3 different guys had a chance at it. Punk's going to return this one. By return, I mean get put in the ground instantly. Doug Day on the tackle. First down.
Doug Day, you just wonder if his agent is rethinking his thoughts of becoming a receiver because Doug Day is here in the All-Star game, and he's been performing all season long, and now about to start his career as a wide receiver.
Look at this, Eddie. Simo3939, what's up in the chat? Asking if any teams need kickers. You better believe it. Get to simulationfl.net to join our Discord and create a player as Pepper's pass is knocked away and incomplete. That's Doug Day on the coverage again. But, Eddie, you can speak more to the kicking shortage. Everybody wants kickers these days.
As Ramos likes to say, hashtag kickers matter. And every team needs them because not only just in the kicking game, but also kicking off, to the opposing teams. You want to get that ball into the end zone to stop guys from like Gabriel Manning from returning one of them.
3-4 look out of the East defense. They run against it and not much there. That was Love on the carry. And slow to get up B.J. Loveless on the tackle. 3rd and 9.
Cam, BJ's from Chicago. He'll be just fine.
I don't know about that guy that Jet ran over, though. I don't know if he's going to be okay. I'm glad I didn't get a number. He'd never live that down. Pepper's going to flip it out on 3rd down and 9. Jones has a lot of work. That's not going to work. Giovanni Bolt with his 5th solo tackle. That leads all players in this game. And now the West will have to punt it away. And this is not what you want to see, Eddie. We've seen the offenses kind of stall out here.
Yeah, we have. But, wow, you want to talk about putting on a tape for potential defensive coordinator jobs. Look no further than these all-star coaches.
Jaden Swift over in Tulsa, Charles over in Lone Star, but I would say that Swift is probably making the bigger impact just because he's just not as big of a name as Charles Doherty is, Eddie. I mean, he's also down there in Madison where they're only giving up 15 points a game, and I looked this up. It's on the ticker down there. Madison has not given up a touchdown in the first quarter since week 1.
Yeah, I've been preparing Arizona for week 1 versus Tulsa, and I can just tell you it's not been pretty.
Hand off to T-Roy, and T-Roy runs right into big number 98, Des Troyer, who I believe retired, right, Eddie? And Gaines picks up 4.
He did retire. It was expected, though. They've been talking about it for some time, and he finally approached Jeremy, owner of the Denver Night Wings, and told him it was time for him to hang him up. 3rd All-Star game in 4 seasons. He was putting together a Hall of Fame career. Oh, he was.
Jet Zero gets his face mask grabbed and still continues to run. That's going to be a first down. Now, whether it's incidental or a personal foul, let's see. Oh, that's a personal foul, the 15-yard variety, and that'll be a first down and maybe give the East some juice. And that is D.D. Sachs with the infraction. Ripped him.
Yeah, he did. He's used to coming off the right side, but here in the All-Star game, he's coming off the left side. So perhaps, some unfamiliarity right there, but can't let that happen.
7:50 to go. Zero's back in the backfield. He's looked like the most dangerous back here today as Zero gets another carry. He's got some blockers in front. Zero has a first down to the West 40. An 11-yard pickup, the longest run of the game by any running back. And Jet Zero out of Queen City's got a first down for the East.
Jet Zero's used to going north and south, but because of these offensive lines, all this talent out here, look at that big number 97 out front. My
Butch
goodness.
Menor blocking for his new teammate.
Yeah, imagine trying to make that tackle as a cornerback and you got big number 77 coming at you. Good luck.
Menor in his second All-Star game, third season in the SFL. And Queen City's got to like that, seeing that combination here in the All-Star game. They give it to Zero again, and Zero's got 5 yards up the middle, wearing down this West front as Mel Davis makes a tackle.
Yeah, we talked about it here at half, Cam. Whichever team can get their run game going, take some pressure off these quarterbacks, trying to find passing lanes, it's going to be probably the most successful in the second half. And right now, Jet Zero is carrying this East squad.
Butch Menor in the chat says, just get behind me, Jet. And there goes Jet again, pushing the pile forward for a first down, dragging Dan Tritz behind him. 316 pounds, the heaviest defensive lineman on this West squad, and still Zero pushed him forward.
Jet Zero is a load. Arizona played him week 3 of season 17, and he was priority number 1, 2, and 3, trying to limit that offense, and still knowing that it's a tough task.
Gerald Giudice looking like one of his darts out there. He went flying. I don't know who blocked him up front, but man, the Eastern Conference offensive line is winning the line of scrimmage. Dynasty wide open, touchdown! Bryant Dynasty to Boo Chisholm. His first catch of the game in the East has a touchdown lead.
Threw a fade route, and they caught him peeking in the backfield, and before he knew it, the ball was going over his head, and the East puts up their second touchdown of this ball game.
Atlanta to Atlanta connection. Dynasty to Chisholm.
And you can see it in the chat. Everyone's going, boo.
It's probably because of your bias, Eddie. Oh, Boo Chisholm. Okay. I get it now.
Oh, come on, Ken. I wasn't going to try to correct you, but you just corrected yourself. But yeah, come on. Those Atlanta fans, they must be hearing magnesium because it was booed all up in the chat.
14-6. East leads the West. Swole 2011, Tata Griffin, Frank For Real, Jeff Berg, Viking Wolf King 87, Mel Davis, Jay Swift, Mighty Joe Young, all in the chat, and many others. As Punk returns it out at the 21-yard line. This is the Season 17 All-Star Game presented by APM Music. And the East leads 14-6. West has to get it in gear after Dynasty ties Wigmore for touchdowns for the East.
There's a lot of time left, but you don't want to put too much stress on your offense as this game goes on. They will need to find a way to get points now.
To your point, Eddie, that you made earlier, the East was the first team to establish a run game. That got them going.
Yep.
Jet Zero was big, and in the backfield, immediately, Ezekiel Love loses 2 yards thanks to Jack Napier, and Atlanta is taking over the third quarter.
Atlanta indeed. I got to give Atlanta some love so that Swole won't come after me at the next convention, but Atlanta started to make plays for this Eastern squad.
Heavy backfield now here for the West. They've only been going backwards the last couple of series. Second down and 12. Handed off to the fullback. And did not follow the lead blocker.
He didn't.
Come on, Ray. Picks up 5.
Ray is he's in off-season mode, Cam. Perhaps he's been spending some time up in Denver and other places that entertain himself.
Maybe so. That would have been a weird trip from Mexico City to Denver to Baltimore, but who knows.
Yeah.
3rd and 7. Pepper looking for a first down. Has to get it away and is sacked. That's Sir Ron Yates, the 4th. And a pair of vultures have a sack in the ball game, and the West has to punt again.
I think that's Sir Ron's second sack of this game, Cam, and the East squad is starting to slowly but surely take over this ball game on both sides of the field.
It was those Jet Zero runs that really started to open this game up. the West has not been able to get anything going on the ground with the two rushing yard leaders, Ezekiel Love and Phoenix Jones, on the roster. And you'll never see stat lines for Phoenix Jones and Ezekiel Love like you will today.
No.
Bolt will return from his 48, makes a man miss, breaks a tackle, then finally dragged down to the West 47-yard line. That was Gene Bonazzi playing special teams. And it's a first down for the East. You get a little everything in the All-Star game.
For a moment there, when he was starting to return that and make a couple of people miss, it reminded me of that moment that you and Ramos shared when he had that kickoff return for a touchdown versus Sioux Falls in a championship game.
Wigmore will start the drive, and this time Zero is shut down. That's Slyn Shady and Nick Fargo on the stop, 2nd and 9. Shady moving over to the East, signed with Louisiana this offseason.
Yeah, and a big move. They got a high price. I mean, Louisiana, they already know how to utilize linebackers. They got Blake Craze coming back out of his brief retirement, and Slyn Shady. That's going to be a dynamic duo for sure.
Dynasty's back out there. This looks like some man coverage. Play fake for Dynasty. Dynasty goes long. That pass is caught in coverage. What a dime to Vin Calia, who's got 46 yards on 2 grabs. Another first down for the East.
Yeah, Ray Costa was lurking. I thought she's going to be able to have an opportunity to tip that ball away, but that ball got there just in the nick of time before Ray was waiting to get another pick.
First down to the West, 21-yard line. Bryant Dynasty is having a ball here in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers, play fake for Bryant. Bryant's going to the end zone. It is a touchdown for the East. Boo Chisholm again.
I know sports going to love to hear this one, but Atlanta and this Eastern squad is starting to take over this ball game along with Jet Zero. They making play after play on offense and defense, and the East now has a 2-score lead.
Colston again was in coverage, but couldn't get turned around. And a rarity, Bryant Dynasty and Boo Chisholm each with 2 touchdowns in the All-Star game, and the East is pulling away, trying to punish the West for last season's 41-17 rout.
Yeah, and they're already putting a note in the chat. Dynasty for MVP. Boo Chisholm may have something to say about that, but I'm sure both Atlanta teammates won't mind who gets it. They can split it for all they care.
21-6 now.
But it's too early for that, Kim. There's a lot of football left.
Oh, yeah, plenty. Plenty of football left.
Smools in the chat saying, East, we love y'all.
Bryant says, stop saying my name. They'll remember who I am, like he doesn't want people to remember who he is. Come on now. TJ Punk got stuck behind a blocker, only gets up to the 18-yard line. The West has to get the ball up the field here. I don't think they can continue to stay conservative. They had that one really great drive where they kicked a field goal on 4th and 1. I bet they wish they would have gone for it at this point.
Oh, yeah, at this point they definitely do.
Empty backfield for Tom Pepper. They're going to try to get aggressive here on first down. With 3:31 to go in the third, the defensive front just blew up that line, but a nice ball to Kendra Hall. Gets a first down. Pepper now with more passing yards than Wigmore in the ballgame with 50.
Imagine that. He had traffic all around his feet, but he kept his head upright and downfield and delivered a strike for a first down.
Hall's had a couple of grabs. DR Sim and Brett Killian still catchless. Kirby.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah, Kirby and Punk also with receptions out of this core. Pepper's back there to throw again. Fires over the middle. It's picked off. Intercepted. Return to the 29-yard line. That's intercepted by Nicholas Warner out of St. Louis. And it's first down for the East again.
The East is taking over this ball game. And I tell you what, Nicholas Warner, 6'3", 230. And you can tell. Look how big he is out there compared to those receivers. My goodness.
And DR Sim has another tackle.
has more tackles than he does catches.
2-0 right now. And the West is in trouble. They have played a terrible third quarter.
Yeah.
East all over him, and Dynasty's back out there. The hot hand. Handing it off to Beletsky. He picks up 2. Shady on the stop.
The West right now, this defense needs to find a way. They got to look at each other in the eyes, bite down in their mouthpiece, and not just, don't even allow a field goal. You got to come up with a turnover here, whether it's a strip, interception, whatever the case may be. They got to get this defense off the field.
St. Green to the top of the screen. Now to hand off in the backfield. Great play. Jeff Duffy drags down Jet Zero, and he didn't try a little ankle tackle, Eddie. I mean, he bear hugged him and pulled him down.
You're going to have to. Jet Zero's a big man, but he actually, what was even more impressive, he came off the left tackle who was trying to block him toward the sideline and made the tackle. That was an impressive tackle you would see from a defensive end.
3rd and 9 to the 28. Dynasty looking for an open receiver. Threw it late. Oh, and Chisholm dropped it. His vision may have been impaired after the West defender cut across the football. It'll be 4th down, though, and a field goal for Otis Boudreaux.
Yeah, he was definitely impeded there. I couldn't get his number, but the defender flashed in front of him, and he probably thought he was going the other way for a pick 6.
Now, we have seen, there's Mac Chima, who's been quiet, playing some special teams right now. We have seen a blocked field goal already in this game that was on the east side. This is a 45-yard field goal for Otis Boudreaux in his first All-Star game in his 3rd SFL season. And that kick has no problems. It is good from 45 as the East continues to pull away. 17 unanswered here in the 3rd quarter.
And this game turned for the East the moment that field goal attempt by Cliff Allen was blocked, because nothing has went right for this West team since then. You talk about momentum swings all the time, and that was a big one, as you will see.
Otis Boudreaux getting into the All-Star game after winning Special Teams Player of the Year. Most field goals without a miss.
Yep.
And hasn't missed today. Punk from his goal line has barely gotten past the 20 all across the day and gets it up to the 23. And the West will try it again. They need a pulse.
I think T.J. Punk has more return yards than the West has total yards in the second half.
You might be right. Just in the whole game, you might be right.
Yeah.
He's got to have at least 100 at this point. 1st and 10 at the 23. Hand off to Love. There's just nothing there. Loveless on the tackle along with Alvin Mack. 1-yard pickup for Ezekiel.
Imagine that combo. B.J. Loveless and Alvin Mack. My goodness.
Don't have to imagine it. Right here in front of us.
Thanks, Cam.
2nd and 9 at the 24. Sometimes you say stuff and I think, wait a minute.
Replay.
Huh? Yeah. That pass is caught. There's an offside penalty, I think. That's Punk on the reception. Now this is going to make it either a 2nd and 3 or a 3rd and 3 or a 2nd and 4.
Oh, they're going to accept that penalty.
I think you take it.
You have to.
West accepts. Penalties on O'Brien out of D.C.
Exodus O'Brien. I remember I was thinking about drafting him. He had a lot of value, but I ended up declining and instead went with Max Knight instead, who was a great locker room guy, team first player. But unfortunately, I lost him this season to St. Louis. Good luck, St. Louis. You guys got a great play over there with Max Knight.
3-4 out of the East, 2nd and 4 for the West. Just trying to get something going on offense. Pepper going down the field.
Oh.
And some miscommunication there with Pepper and his receiver. I'm not quite sure. Robert Garrett Jr., who's been quiet today, he may have ran the wrong route.
Well, he ran a button hook, and right at the top of the route, started coming back toward the line of scrimmage. Not sure what happened there.
It was almost like Pepper threw to the spot where he was, and then his button hook drew him away from the football. So now 3rd down and 4. Burr back to pass. He's got a wide open Ezekiel Love who has to make an adjustment to the football, but he has just enough to get the first down to the 35-yard line. Bolt now with his 7th solo tackle in the ball game. But Love bails out Burr there with that slightly inaccurate throw.
Yeah, and boy, did they ever need that, because I think that's the first down they had in quite some time, and their defense is on the sideline huffing and puffing.
Look at the East coming up here. Trying to get after Pepper. Sidearm throw Pepper, and there was nobody open. Bolt with his second pass deflection.
Bolt usually comes down with those opportunities, hit him right in both hands, and he wants that one back.
Hands, you say?
Too soon, Cam.
Second and 10 at the 35-yard line. Out of the eye. 8 in the box for the East.
Look at that.
False
start.
False start. That is a rare penalty.
Yeah.
And it happens on Sean Crooked. Come on, Sean.
Oh, come on, Sean.
That is not what the West needed. It's been difficult enough in this second half.
That's all right. I still love you, Sean.
He just said I love you too. Did you see that in the camera? He was talking to you, man. I swear he was just talking to you.
He's used to that desert heat, and it's kind of brisk up here in Baltimore, Cam.
47 degrees, overcast tonight. Not too bad. Would have been cool to have some snow, but unlucky.
In Arizona, it's bad.
2nd and 15 at the 30. West going backwards. Pepper. Back to pass. Floats one far sideline, and it just was not open. Jack Napier was in coverage. Napier loves pick sixes down that near sideline. He had a couple of them this year. But now it's 3rd and long.
Jaden Swift, the defensive coordinator for this Eastern squad. I don't know who's going to, if the East goes on to win this game, they better give him a game ball in the locker room, because Jaden Swift is coaching the game of his life right now.
Tulsa may need I don't know exactly what Jaden Swift's title is in Tulsa, but he may need a promotion after the performance he's put on today, and then the performance that Madison's had in the minor league. Tulsa's in good shape with Jaden Swift on the coaching staff. 3rd down and 15 here. The West struggling. Dime look out of the East. Pepper just going to dump it off, and Phoenix Jones got 9, but not enough. Not even close. As Corey Menner made the tackle, and the West is going to have to punt it away, but not before we end the 3rd quarter. 24-6, we'll keep it here. Start of the 4th, coming right back.
Put the 4s up, everybody.
Fourth and 6. They're running the clock to start the 4th. I guess they want to get home, clock operator. Not sure what that's about. Bolt has some room to return from the 20, and he's lucky he didn't fumble there. Nice coverage from the West. That's Ethan Kai on the stop. Kai in his 2nd All-Star game, 7th season, retired, but is still a part of that Houston organization, Eddie.
Yes, he is. He's actually coming back as a offensive lineman too, Cam. He's going to be a offensive line coach.
That'll be interesting to see. Houston finally going to get some help up front. 7 in the box for the West, 24-6. It's been all East in the second half, particularly Bryant Dynasty and crew. Oh, Jet Zero is grabbed again. And this isn't just bad offense by the West here in the second half. It's penalties. That's the second face mask of the second half.
This one on Ethan Kai. And pretty soon the agent, along with the head coach of Queen City, is going to ask to get Jet Zero taken out of this game.
He's been grabbed both times.
Yeah.
Jet Zero.
Saying, hey, week 1 is around the corner. He's
getting punished and laying some punishment. 10-15 to go in the 4th. Nobody's going to have more scratches than Jet. As Boletsky loses 1. He's lucky he hadn't had the poked in the eye injury that Matt Wilson had many years ago. Still haven't seen it since. Remember that?
Yeah, I have not. Yeah, I do.
I remember when it came off the I can't either, but I remember when the injury report came in and Matt Wilson, it was poked in the eye. And I think Matt Wilson was in the chat and he goes, "What? Get back out there." And off to Boletsky, tried to get around the edge, but a really nice job. Really nice job to seal it by Fargo.
I mean, don't get me wrong. The East have had their moments, but both these defenses have played pretty well. But it just seems like the East has just put their foot on the necks of the West and have yet to take it off of there.
Wigmore's done almost nothing in the second half. It's been Bryant Dynasty operating the offense, and Wigmore almost threw a pick. And that's Joey Tropicana with the knockdown, a pass-deflecting fiend in the regular season. Irvin now just two catches on 5 targets, and the West gets a much-needed stop. They have to do something on this next possession.
They have to. Joey Tropicana, shout out to the Minnesota native. He's used to this brisk, cold air here in Baltimore. Led the entire SFL in pass deflections. Great job, Joey.
So the punt coming from Marcus Agrippa. Punk back to return. And Punk gets it up to the 31-yard line. TJ Punk in the regular season, 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns to start a ball game. 1 against Sioux Falls and 1 against Denver.
Yep.
Just something about that opening kickoff. And both games, Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson were on the call.
Yeah, they were.
You need to give more of them, I guess. That is very ironic. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line, 24-6, East on top of the West. Dave Burr hands it off. Where is Love going? He had a hole there. Jack Brown dragged him back to the depths along with Luther Gone.
Wow, look at Jack Brown. That's another big linebacker. What are they feeding those guys down there in Charleston?
Whatever they're feeding those orcas. 6'5", 254. Brown is, Carson Miller's 268. He's a big boy. Out of Tulsa, been quiet tonight. 2nd and 11, Pepper back to pass, has to get it away. Love with some open space, and Love takes a beating from Jack Brown again. 5th solo tackle for Jack, 2 behind the line of scrimmage, and that time Pepper was just running for his life.
Wow, I wish we could have got a replay of that because Jack Brown literally threw himself and launched himself through the air to get that hit on him.
Bunch look, 3rd down and 7. Pepper steps up, goes to the corner, caught, first down. A jump ball won by the West, and it's TJ Punk to the East 43-yard line.
That was a 50-50 ball that I just was sure was going to get intercepted, but TJ comes down with it, jumps in, meets it at the highest point, and a much-needed reception for this Western All-Star team.
Over Nicholas Warner, and the West in business. Dave Burr back out there. Out of the eye. Robert Garrett's at the top of the screen. He's been really quiet, as really have all the tight ends today. Daly and Flash each have a catch. 7:35 to go. Burr going to throw. Flips it outside. That's Jones. And Jones only able to pick up 2 before Mack makes the stop.
Alvin Mack. I remember the first time I really paid attention to him. He gets sideline to sideline as fast as any linebacker in this league whose name is not Blake Craze.
Bunch look here. Again for Pepper. 2nd and 8. Pepper deep down the field. That pass is knocked away by Giovanni Bolt. Bolt is everywhere. And I want to ask you, Eddie, as a coach, the West has been doing a lot of short throws to Love and Jones that really have not been effective today. You would think that because the secondaries are so great that would be a great way to go. Why isn't it working?
Closing speed, Cam. Like you said earlier, we got a lot of talent out here on both these defenses. And the East has been sagging off, but once the ball is in the air, they are closing in on the football, whoever that ball carrier may be.
3rd and 8 for Pepper. Pepper, quick throw over the middle, and a wobbler that took forever to get there is incomplete.
Yeah,
Kirby was the intended target. And at the East 40-yard line, you're out of field goal range, and with 8 yards to go, I think you got to punt and give your defense a chance to get a stop.
Yeah, unfortunately, 4th and 8, you can't go for it at this point. I mean, as much as you would like to, but got to be smart about it. Hope to pin them deep and pray that the defense can make a play.
Yeah, you've got McRack, and a safety would make it a 2-touchdown game. That is nearly blocked.
Goodness.
And McRack, again, cannot get the ball inside the 10-yard line. Just been a rough day for a lot of the West players who I would say just have played kind of below their caliber. 3 penalties in the second half. It's besides a play here and there, it's just been a struggle.
You just wonder how much the wind may be playing a factor into this kicking game today.
Wigmore going to get aggressive here. The West has done pretty well in this 4-wide set today. And they run slants, and the pass. Oh, it's caught! Jack Wall took it off his back and says, hey, I forgot it the first time. Let me go back and get it again.
What's that song? What they say? Back it on up like you left something. That's exactly what happened.
Jack Wall, man. Just as we drew it up, he says. High formation handoff, Zero. Zero's got a first down, and he sent a defender 5 yards the other way. Merrick Itera put on a plane back to Vegas. Jet gets another first down.
Yeah, before he gets hurt, he won't be able to play week 1. Vegas is in the owner's chat trying to get a preseason game going. I'm not sure he's going to be ready for it.
6 minutes to go in the fourth. Wigmore fires it to Chima. First down. Mac Chima's first catch, and the MVP's got 69 passing yards.
It just tells you one thing. You know, we were talking about it on Say With Your Chest before. You know, all chaos broke loose and that show ended abruptly. But it's not just animations. It's not just your player build. It's also about how you're used. And who would imagine here late in the fourth, he's getting his first catch here tonight.
4-3 look out of the West. 5:25 to go in the ball game. Fast-moving fourth quarter because the East is keeping the clock moving, keeping it on the ground. Frank Smith talking about playtime distribution being acknowledged in an all-star game. Every player is in a similar amount of formations, but then again, you never do know what the other team's going to come out with.
That's right.
Keep that in mind. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. We see it, Frank. 2nd and 6 at the 39. And Boletsky able to get a few more. Tackle made at the end of that play by Carson Miller. And all the linebackers for the East today have really been kind of quiet, Eddie, because we just haven't seen, or for the West, rather. Forgive me, I was looking at the wrong roster there. Brody Gulch with the tackle. The East linebackers, I should say, have been a little quiet because the West has been throwing outside and trying to throw deep, and it hasn't been working.
Yep.
3rd and 3 at the 43-yard line. Dynasty will hand the ball off to Boletsky, and Boletsky is stopped short. So all or nothing now for the Western Conference as Drew Hamilton makes the stop along with Ethan Kai. It's hard to imagine a comeback as possible, but a block punt or a big play could turn this game on its head. You just never know.
Well, London scored 28 points against
That's
us
true.
in the playoffs last season with about 4 minutes left in the ball game, and wow, anything is possible.
Well, if all the backups come in, we'll never know in this game because it's just everybody. It's just everybody else.
Good point.
Which is the one benefit, Eddie, you know, as rosters continue to expand, you know, it's something to think about. You know, when backups get in the game, it's just all SFL players. And you don't have to worry as much. And then depth becomes important as a team to build.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, depth when you're going 4 wide, and sure enough, you want your quarterback to be able to throw to anyone with talent. And as we expand, that won't be an issue.
3:28 left in the fourth. Pepper's got to run some no huddle here. That was Brett Killian, the intended target, who still does not have a catch today. Neither does Sim. And that pass is dropped, incomplete. Here's Hendershot.
Clint Hendershot been around for a long time. He's seen it all, and he was not fooled despite having receivers around him on both sides.
10th season, signed with Carolina in the here in free agency. Just his second All-Star game appearance. 6'4", 235. 2nd and 10, 3:25 to go in the fourth. West down 24-6. This was a 7-6 game at the half. Pepper goes long. It is caught! Oh, what a play! Bolt nails him, and the pass caught by his teammate, Dan Daly.
Wow.
First down West, and they keep the chains moving. And this time, that's Ezekiel Love runs right into Bryant Dynasty, and I can only imagine what they had to talk about.
I'm sure, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasant because I thought he was going to knock him down. Somewhere, Mark Chisholm is on the sidelines telling him, hey, man, step back about 3 or 4 more yards. We need you healthy for week 1.
2nd and 10, 3:05 to go. West has to run up tempo the rest of his ball game. Burr back to pass against a blitz, which is picked up. He pulls the ball back down and throws an interception. Threw it into double coverage, and the pass picked off by Doug Day. Probably his last interception of his career. And I'm not sure what Burr was looking for.
At this point in the game, he's just trying to make something happen, and knowing his team needs, points in bunches, and it's not, unfortunately for him, it's not going to happen today, as this E squad has come to play. But can't fault him really on that point. He's just trying to make a play.
We did top 100 viewers there for a minute in the second quarter, but this game just was not able to give us an entertaining photo finish as Beletsky picks up 4. What do you think, Eddie? Dynasty or Chisholm for player of the game? Or is it somebody on that defensive side?
The defense made plays, but they kind of think along the lines that you do. They like offense, so I'm going to say...
always saying that. You always put me in this category. Stop putting me in a box. I love defense.
You do?
Yes. 2nd and 6. Look at Eddie's MVP prediction. Oh! How about 0? First down to the 44-yard line. Jet 0, averaging 4 yards a carry in an all-star game. That is pretty impressive. And another first down for the East.
It is, as he lowers his helmet and sends number 35
Kai
West. Kai Cash. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, as far as MVP ballot go, Cam, I'm going to say it's probably going to go to Bryant Dynasty.
He wants his hair to be MVP.
I see that.
2 minutes to go. 24-6 East. If the East could get Jet 0 a touchdown here, it depends on how he does it, but I think he'd put himself in. He's been the difference. He's the only running back that has really been able to bust out any kind of big runs today. Gaines is picked up and thrown down by Nick Fargo, and the West will call a timeout.
Wow, Nick Fargo sending no love from Sioux Falls. Or is he with Denver these days? I can't remember which linebacker they stole from Sioux Falls, but wow, impressive open field tackle.
2nd and 10, Dynasty back out there. And off to Beletsky's put down, loss of 1 in the backfield. That's Gary Clem. All right, so the upcoming calendar, Eddie, we've got the SFLM semifinals on the 22nd.
Yep.
Have a happy holidays. We come back on the 29th for the SFLM championship game. And we got the rookie draft the next night.
A lot of activity going on this offseason, Cam, from the draft, the free agency, the SFLM playoffs, and it's just an exciting time to be a fan of the SFL.
3rd and 11, and there's no room there for Beletsky. So the West burns all their timeouts. They do their job, keep things interesting. Gerald Giudice with the tackle. Giudice in his first All-Star game. Robert Braher, we didn't hear much of today. Dede Sachs, who pulled the face mask. They're all in their first games for this West defense. Joey Tropicana. Gary Clem got some love. Surprising that it's Clem's first All-Star game. Colston, Krieg, Hamilton all in their first as well. No pressure on Agrippa. That's a little surprising. And Agrippa booms it inside the 10-yard line. Oh! But it's knocked into the end zone by Jack Napier. That was not a funny joke. 1st and 10 at the 20.
It was not. He tried to come down with it clean and bobbled it and went to the end zone, unfortunately for the East. About the only thing that's went wrong for them in this second half.
Yeah, that's true. They have been terrific. 1st and 10 at the 20. Pepper throws all the – oh, what a play on the outside.
How he got in the air?
Cody Griffin.
The rookie.
What a vertical.
Yeah, indeed.
Caught me by surprise, left me speechless. Second time today.
Yeah, me too. I mean, my goodness, talk about, wow. He must have had his Wheaties this morning, Cam.
We'll look over all the final stats after the game, so if you played, you want to make sure to stick around and see what everything looks like. There's DR Sim with his first catch, so he will not go catchless in the All-Star game. Killian's still waiting on his first. It's 3rd and 5. Clock's ticking with 1:28 to go. Burr's going to fire it out to Sim again. And are they stuck in this play, Eddie?
I hope not. 50X spot. It's a good play, but with time winding down, they're playing press man, so they pass. They go to the slot receiver here. Oh, wow. Look at number 52 for the East taking his sweet time.
That was Chris Andrews. Burr hit as he threw, and it's right at the end. I thought Nicholas Warner was going to make an incredible play.
Dive and catch.
Look at this again. Well, look at Burr here. He gets leveled as he throws his ball. That was Yates. Put a pretty good ball out there.
It did, but it floated for a while. And yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Mike Ryan on the coverage.
How can you not love this league, Cam? It's fantastic.
It's just crazy stuff. 2nd and 10 at the 31. What was your favorite play of the day, Eddie? I think that first zip touchdown to Mike St. Green from Wigmore was probably the most impressive pass. Pepper is running another highlight reel for most impressive catch. That was to Mason Kirby. They're going to get quickly up to spike it. Is there anybody better deep down the field than Mason Kirby? My goodness.
Don't ask Florida. They won't even answer the question.
I mean, it's not like – I'm not talking about like wide open stuff. I mean, he catches more passes in coverage. You know, it's just sensational. What a play by Mason Kirby down the field. Gets the West to the 46-yard line with 48 seconds to go. Burr fires it down the field, and good coverage by the linebacker out there. That's Carson Miller, big 6'3", 268 linebacker covering Kendra Hall down the field.
Yeah, 50X spot, and anytime you're going to defend a play like that, you need a middle linebacker who can drop back and sink his hips and get in the coverage, and he looked like B.J. Lovelace out there defending that play.
Shotgun for Pepper, 3rd down and 10. Pepper, deep middle, hasn't worked all day, and Bolt's got his second interception. Killian now has more tackles than catches, and the East just put a wrap on it.
Yeah, they did, and Pepper has been under duress throughout this entire second half, and you can see him getting up off of his spot and throwing that ball. You know, it's not on time, on target. It gives the defense a chance to, rally to the football, and Giovanni Bolt finally comes up with an interception, his second of the day, after dropping a couple of them earlier.
That was Frank Smith with the pass deflection that led to the interception. So Smith to Bolt. Baltimore teammates getting it done for the East, and the East is going to get their revenge on the West after the West won 41-17 last season. The East has now won 2 of the last 3 All-Star games. The 24 points for the East is the most scored by the Eastern Conference in the last 3 All-Star games, and they're going to get the dub today. Congrats to Wigmore and Jaden Swift on a great ball game.
Absolutely. They caught a great ball game. As you said, they've been doing it all season long. At least Jaden Swift has with Madison. And you wonder he's going to go knocking on Deion's door, owner of Tulsa, asking for a promotion.
I don't even know how you got Tulsa. I don't even know what happened there. 24-6, East beats the West. Now, I guarantee you I'm going to say Tulsa at some point this season because you got it in my head now. Thanks a lot. Here's your final numbers.
Her nickname is TC. Maybe that's it.
But time of possession almost even. Turnovers almost even. But look at the rushing yards. That was the big difference. 0 with 45 led all running backs.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. It all started with that blocked field goal attempt by the West late in the second quarter. And ever since then, they could just never seem to get that momentum back offensively. And the East did just enough to put pressure on them by taking over that third quarter. Brian Dynasty with a couple of impressive throws to Boo Chisholm. Atlanta sparked that comeback along with Queen City's Jet Zero.
Dynasty finished with 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Punk ended up with 115 return yards. We were wondering how many he had. Boo Chisholm, 50 yards and 2 scores. Mike St. Green, 28 yards and a score on 3 catches. Most of it came early. Zero had the 45 yards, and then Boletsky was your second top running back today with 19. Ezekiel Love and Phoenix Jones really struggled today. Bolt led the East defense.
Yeah, both the front seven of both of these teams were impressive throughout this contest. The difference to me was the secondary of the East, getting those timely turnovers and turning them into points.
Here's a look at Peppers. Last pass tonight will give us a good look at Frank Smith getting down the field on TJ Punk to get his teammate Bolt an interception. All right, here comes your MVP. Dynasty or Chisholm, Eddie?
I'm going with Brian Dynasty.
It is Boo Chisholm. Both of his catches go for touchdowns. Following in Harish Prasad's footsteps, just had a second one. 2 catches, 50 yards, and 2 scores. Can't get much more efficient than that if you're Boo Chisholm and the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Let's take a look at the final stats one more time before we leave to get a lot of All-Stars their love in their last game before Season 18 begins. Here's a look. Pepper finishes 17 of 32. Definitely had the most opportunities of any quarterback today. Dynasty was 6 for 10 with 104. Pepper had 133 yards. 12 carries, 45 yards. He definitely was the standout today, Eddie, on the ground, as Love finishes with 8 carries for just 4 yards. Phoenix Jones, 3 carries for 6 yards. Jones and Love combined for 13 receptions for 38 yards. The East did a great job. Take him home, Eddie.
Yeah, they did. And looking at here, the defense, Gary Clem, he made a couple of spectacular open field tackles, along with Jack Brown. That dynamic duo played great in terms of the linebacking core. Mel Davis, he made a couple of plays early in the first half. Jeff W. was a force. He didn't get necessarily only the 1 sack, but they got a lot of pressure on the quarterback throughout the contest, and defense wins games, and it did for the East today as their offense took over in the third quarter, and that was the difference in this ball game. To me, I think, Cam, that third quarter was the East took hold of it and kept the foot on the necks of the West and did enough to get the W.
17-0 in the third, and the East finishes with 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pass deflections. That's a lot, and that's going to get you a win every time.
It's going to get you a win every time, along with those turnovers too. Giovanni Vogt all over the place. I mean, he had the 2 picks, 3 pass deflections, 9 tackles for a free safety. My goodness.
24-6. They wanted to know who blocked the field goal. Let's find out. Let's get that for you before we leave. It was blocked by Phoenix Jones and recovered by Cody Griffin. How about that? Phoenix Jones can take that to the bank.
Yes, he can. I mean, not too often you're going to see a tailback block a field goal attempt.
For Eddie Gage, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League. Season 17 now officially, fully in the books. Season 18 starts January 15th. We'll see you on the other side for minor league playoffs and the draft.
Arizona, I love y'all! Yo, the Hands Brothers are a big piece of our offense, but we got big pieces in return. I don't care what the naysayers say. I don't care what the doubters may say. We're going to make a run nonetheless. Stick by my side. I got you. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming. Good night, and drive home safely.